Hello everyone, I'm Zuzka, the Craftsy Penguin. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today, you might hear it in my voice, I have a bit of a sore throat. I hope the voice won't leave the party before we are finished with this. Because I wanted to make, again, a longer chatty video. I wasn't able to make one last week as the kiddos were sick and at home. And seems like this week I am the one who has some issues, but at least the kiddos are in their clubs and kindergartens, so we'll see how it goes. I hope I will be able to tell you everything I plan to and to show you everything that I wanted to show you. So this one is mostly about all the crafts that I ever did. Not in detail, but in a whole. And before we start with that, there are a few things that I want to show you from my works in progress or finished objects. So the first one that I have to film today, because I am giving it to the client, to my friend tomorrow, is this beaded 20 crowns coin amulet. Before this one I showed you those wire wrapped ones, and those were actually, at the time that I started doing them, an innovation. First ones I did were the beaded ones. So this time I repaired a beaded one from 12 or 13 years ago, maybe? Yeah, probably. That was the time that I started making those along the lines of this mythology that my friend stated in her book. So the friends group wanted all to have their own 20 coin amulet, talisman. So I started making those beaded ones, and the first one I did with those sharp-edged cut beads. It worked well for the construction, but it hurt the string that was tying it all together, so those became fragile in a short while. Then I started doing them with classic seed beads that worked pretty well. I made several of those, and people are still telling me they do have theirs hidden away and as a memory, as a souvenir. So that's great. And this friend had her beaded 20 crowns coin, and it broke, and she wanted it repaired, but she actually decided to have it redone totally in different colors. So this is the finished coin, and it has a blue side with San Wenceslas and a red side with Czech royal lion. So and it has a white spine around it, and it can be attached with a ribbon or a string around the neck. So this is one finished object, and I'm really happy with it. I was a bit afraid of it closing up enough around the coin, because I didn't have these smaller size beads, but still I found some that had some size difference between them, so that worked. She actually saved the original beaded cage for the coin. That one was green and orange, so yeah. So I have that ready. Another thing I was working on and still needs some finishing, but it's almost done, is this pouch, this case for camera for my mumsy. You might seen both of those actually on my Instagram already. If you follow that, you are in the news. But yeah, I made it with this strap, and I learned a new stitch on this. Well, it's made of single crochets actually, but it's called a thermal stitch, and the rows are stacked one against the other to make a strap that is not too stretchy, because if you make it in just simple crochet stitches all along, it tends to become loose and stretch too much. So I did all that notions to make it a proper pouch strap. So yeah, and I used some of those jeans and Gina yarns, the scraps for this, so that's good. And it's inside is a piece of a plastic box to make it sturdier. So I did that, and I have a project on the go. Well, not on the go because I need to do it here with the pattern, but yeah, it's a work in progress. It's the Haku, the dragon, and it has like 11 pieces that are then sewn together. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, I have most of it done. I need to make the horns, the feet and the hands. It has separate hands and arms and feet and legs and ears, horns, whiskers and body and head, and then I need to make the mane on it as well. So it's quite a lot of work for a small thing, but I'm enjoying it. I bent my hook while doing it. Yeah, but that's alright. I managed to fix that. So all that are the works in progress. I of course have still the cardigan on my hook and the kaleidoscope top, the spiral top on my hook. I'm working on it just every day. Today I took it with me when I went to feed my friend's cats while she's away, and I crocheted in the tram on the way there. So that was nice. Yeah, and I'm taking it every day to the playground, so people see me doing that, and they are asking like, "You're still doing this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, those take some time," because I'm mostly not spending much time crocheting at home now. Well, I wasn't this last week because it was just chaotic around here. Yeah, tea. But yeah, those are the whips. Those are the finished objects. And the thing I wanted to discuss today are all the crafts. So I'm borrowing this term that I heard all around the internet lately, but first I heard it from Felicia from Sweet Georgia, from School of Sweet Georgia, and she uses this term of multicraftual maker, which I think works perfectly for me, which just means that I'm not a person of one craft. I do multiple. I work on several things at a time, on several crafts at a time, and in my case I tend to have these waves of interest when for several years I will do beads, and then I will do friendship bracelets for 2 years, and then I will do embroidery for a year, and then I will return to beads, and then I will wander off to stickers and bullet journaling and stationery, and then I will return to embroidery again, and you know, all over the place. But it always worked like that for me, and the events in my life brought me several of these crafts, like connected to life stuff, like friend groups or childhood interests and all of that. So I made a list I made a list and I tried to go like chronologically, and I found out that it doesn't work because I cycled back to several of those crafts throughout my life. By this point I'm 37, just so you know. So I already spent like 30 years doing something with my hands, because doing these things just feels like me. At whatever stage of life I'm at, and with all the changes that I know happened in my life, doing some crafts, mostly fiber crafts, but also related or a bit unrelated things by hand, you know, directly, it always felt like me. It always felt like something that brings me so much joy and enjoyment and just the best mood ever. And if someone asks me about those, I can just talk for hours about each and every one of those. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous, but I just love these. And in the future, I could do like a separate video on each of those, but that would be really, really long series, but I can do that. For now, let's see that list. So, embroidery, or more precisely, cross stitch, because I found out that in English it's quite separate, those two, so cross stitch mostly. Beads. That started with a box of inherited beads from my mom, and I did these, you know, childlike strings of beads and beaded flowers and flower bracelets with beads, those simple designs. And that was when I was like, I don't know, 8, 9, something like that. It evolved into bracelet weaving with beads, bead weaving, wire beading later, and sewing with beads, and also using the metal components to make jewelry, so jewelry making in various forms. Then friendship bracelets, I started those several times actually. First try was at my primary school. That was a mess of knots that didn't work. And then we had friendship bracelets as one of the skills in summer camp game, and that was when I was about 12. I tried that. It kind of worked. There was a pattern for it to try, and it kind of worked. That was good. And I left it for a tiny bit, and about the next year, I think, I picked my embroidery floss that I used for cross stitch at that point, and I just tried making bracelets. And then at that point it clicked, and I began to understand how the bracelets work, what's the theory behind it. There were no sources on the internet at that time. There was no friendship bracelet net or bracelet book or anything like that. So I just worked with the floss, with my imagination, and later when I understood how the patterns work inside them, I used graph paper to design patterns, or to just draw the bracelets that I made from memory, to remember how they were made, and to see how the strings in them work. So that was a great time of friendship bracelet making, and every summer I used to do them at our vacation in France, when we were camping and traveling by car a lot. So I spent a lot of time in the car either embroidering, cross-stitching, or making friendship bracelets, or reading. So yeah. Then a friend of my parents then taught me to make those backstrap weaving ribbons, the straps, on the small rigid handle. That was great. It was quick. I loved it. It was the simplest kind of weaving basically, and that was amazing. And now I am trying to revive that in myself, so I still hope to finish that rainbow ribbon there. Then I joined the archaeology group that I mentioned in one of my videos, and it had these groups of specialty to the different skills or disciplines, and I joined directly the textile group. So we did weaving, we did some finger loop braids, that was the basic stuff, sewing, of course, hand sewing, and tablet weaving, which escapes me to this day because my brain just can't. I want to just break it at some point, but tablet weaving doesn't work for me. And well, yeah, one of my favorites, which I want to return to, I need to make a frame for that, and I need to make a frame that is reusable, because we used just random wood sticks when we did it, and I was kind of hassle to remove the stuff from the frame and back, and that is sprang or krosienki. I don't know if there's another word for it. Originally I know it as krosienki, and then I found that there is a word for one of the methods that's called sprang or sprang, and it has different kinds. I even found a source in Czech that states there are even more different types of this craft to make different kinds of fabric. But the one that I like the most makes these diagonally crossed patterns, kind of similar to tardans, but on diagonal. And it makes just small pieces of fabric. Well, the sprang, the net one, used to be made in these long strips, and it's stretchy, and it was used for many a thing in history, but it was almost forgotten, and it's not much prevalent today. So I want to delve into that as well. So yeah, another one was tie-dye, just making colorful garments at home, another craft that I loved and involved a lot of colors, which that works for me. And then there were different kinds of not fiber arts per se, like modeling with Fimo or polymer clay, fake enamel, candle making, macrame. Well, macrame is a fiber art, wire wrapping, and well, then came most of those that I started as an adult, and that was weaving on a rigid handle loom that I got for one of my birthdays, and that I want again to try again. It's catching dust right now, but yeah, I have a small Ashford rigid handle loom for that, so yeah, I want to try that again. Of course, crochet, that I knew quite some time ago. I knew how to make single crochet and the basic rectangular shape, but I picked it again only when I had my first son. So that was just to have a craft that I can like drop at a moment's notice and doesn't unravel or get strung about, because that doesn't work with beads or knitting or anything. Knitting is one thing I didn't succeed at quite yet, because I had 3 or 4 times different people tried to teach me how to knit, and it didn't work yet. So I guess I need to try YouTube videos for that and learn that way. Yeah, textile painting and silk painting. This scarf is silk painted. I love that. Again, painting on textiles, on t-shirts and pillows and stuff, and using stencils or doing freehand is just great. I'm not great at painting itself or watercolor, or I do abstract stuff when I even try that, but on textile it somehow works quite well with, you know, just small motifs and stuff. Yeah, then bullet journaling and Zentangle drawing or mandala drawing. If you scroll down my Instagram, you'll see my journal pages and my mandalas and some doodles and Zentangles. I had like, I don't know, a year or something like that of just enjoying these kinds of drawing with black fine line markers, and it was great. I liked it. I was like, finally I found something on paper that works for me, that I can really do, so that was great. I also did at some points decoupage and parallel beads. Wow, amazing. Parallel beads, those that you iron over and they became, you know, one object. So I just enjoyed making patterns in different colors with those. So I still have a box full of those. And sometimes when I need to make a gift for someone who has, you know, a favorite animal or a symbol or something, I might pull out those and use them to make coasters with a symbol or an animal or something, just as a small gift for a friend. So yeah, you'll see those in a bit. Well, and as I already mentioned, knitting, that escapes me a bit. Another one that is like that is sewing. I can hand sew a bit. It works quite well, but that takes time. That's not for making, you know, garments. Well, not as much. And machine sewing escaped me for quite some time. You know, I made that skirt and I wear it and it's great. It works. It holds together and I'm really happy with it. But machine sewing in itself is something I just started. I'm learning as I go. If I need something special, I just watch a video and try to replicate that. And I'm watching a lot of sewing videos in general, the costume, historical costuming and cosplay making and stuff. But the technique in itself is something I have a hard time to wrap my brain around. And I had a bit of an issue when I tried to learn it before, because the one who was machine sewing in my family was my father, and he just used it to, you know, fix garments and make patches on stuff and so on, and he helped me make several costumes that I needed in my childhood or adolescence. But whenever I came with a project that I wanted to sew and wanted basically to learn, wanted him to show me and then let me do it, he instead just did it for me. And I guess he had a hard time letting me try and fail So I didn't learn properly from him in this matter, and I'm a bit sad about that. But well, he just works that way. So I'm now learning by myself, and it's trial and error. And I guess he didn't want those errors around. So yeah, but sewing is somewhere on the list. It's not one of those crafts that are, my core basic arsenal of the stuff that I can just whip up and go. So yeah. Anyways, that's the list. I think there's definitely something that I forgot about, that maybe we'll find some supplies that will remind me of something. We'll see. There were different subcategories of all those that I tried that worked or didn't work for me. But that again would be for a separate video for each and every one of those crafts. I was reading it from Scribbles That Matter journal or diary that I have for this year, and that leads me to bullet journaling that I mentioned, or journaling in itself. I have a lot of supplies and stationery for that, and as with the other crafts, collecting the supplies is a separate hobby to the hobby itself, right? So I have so many stickers and washi tapes. I will try to show you. They're up there. And markers, and right now I just don't have calm enough times to sit an hour over the journal and make it pretty, which saddens me, because when I look at the older bullet journals that I had, those are just so beautiful, and the pages color match so well, and there is so much, invention of my own that I like, and that I am proud that I did. So I hope I will be able to return to that as well. Truth be told, I did a lot of it at my job, because I had times where I just waited for replies to emails or phone calls or anything, and I had some free time, but I couldn't take out crochet or bead making there, but scribbling into a journal and making it nice worked. So through this I had quite some time for that at work, and I will see how it works again when I return to work and when both of the kids are in kindergarten and later school. I have no idea. The week before that, I went to my job to discuss the time when I come back and start to work again, and we figured out I will start slowly and we'll see how it works with kiddos and everything. So I have a prospect of that, but I have no idea how it's going to work. My boss said that compared to the times before my parental leave, they do much more of home office possibilities, so we'll see about all of that. That's starting a year from now, so still plenty of time, sort of. The days are long, but the years fly by. That works right now very well. But yeah, without further chatting like this to the camera, I will try to pick the camera from the recording arm and put it on a tripod or just handheld and show you where all my craft supplies live and what is hidden in places around my flat. So join me, let's go. So first of all, Let's start at my table. This is how the corner looks like. And there is the filming arm that the camera is usually sitting on. You can see it's kinda cluttered and it looks messy, but I swear it's not that bad. I'm not a minimalist, you know? So over here is part of my stationery collection. Those are the Tombow dual brush markers and some gel markers, and a pouch of my most favorite writing utensils, some documents, and the most recent bullet journal before the current one. And yeah, those are also brush markers. So yeah, that is part of it. Over here are the most used stationeries, and also crochet hooks and scissors and markers that my kiddos use at the whiteboard, and some Stabilo markers. So that's this part of the table. Also, there are drawers, and you can see most of them are baby-proofed. There are some DVDs in the bottom ones and some papers in here. Here are some electronics, but also stamping stationery supplies, and some stickers maybe. And in this one, I'm not sure if this will work. Yeah, there are some crayons and also some cables, and yeah, just random stuff, but mostly crayons. And yeah, this other part, those are some just for taking notes papers. You see embroidery floss that needs to be put away, and most of the embroidery floss is over there. I will show you better in a bit. This is this beautiful wooden bowl for yarn cakes, which I use when I make something from a big colorful yarn cake. I use that. I got it from my friend Foxy. And under that, and behind the cable of my headphones, is this notebook, which I have for my crochet projects. I take notes very often on small pieces of paper that I then stick inside here. So these are my project notes, actually. Yeah. And here you can see that's the camera arm, and the Richard Heddle, the small Heddle rainbow ribbon is held on this and hidden under a pile of stuff. So this is pile of stuff. Well, this bag is the kaleidoscope top, work in progress. This is the cardigan, work in progress. This is first panel of the kaleidoscope already done. These are trousers that need fixing. And this is a baggie of all the yarn ball wrappers that I used since January. I'm doing this thing that I am saving all the stickers and wraps of the paper labels of the yarn balls, and I will see by the end of the year how many are there. There's also that stingray plushie in this bag because I need to take it to a friend and color match it to another plushie that she has and wants stingray matched to. So yeah, we are moving now. Let's see. This is a small ring light. There are parts of the embroidery floss collection, and this basket is just random scraps and bits and things I need to sort, and works in progress also, because there are some friendship bracelets, work in progress, my new fabric scissors, those are amazing, and some stuff I need to fix or finish or all of that jazz. Over here is a pouch of stickers and some of my washi tapes, the ones that I decided I need to use more right now. There's some random stuff, and there are some pouches that I used for bracelet making on the go or stationery on the go. There is a hidden embroidery that I didn't do. I won it in an auction for charity, and there you can see knitting needles that I didn't happen to use yet. Well, I did when I was trying to learn last time, but yeah, that didn't work. And over here there is a paper cutter there, sorry for the big finger, and those are all washi tapes and stickers. Wanna see those? I will take them down from the shelf and show you. Yeah, okay. This is all super dusty because I didn't take it down in, well, about a month actually, because anything you put down in here just gets dusty in 2 days. Just let me show you. There is a mobile phone that I use for watching the kiddo while he sleeps, and it's, I don't know if it shows on camera, but it's already dusty and I used it 2 days ago. So so yeah, those are some colorful washi tapes that I have in here. In these boxes there is a bunch of stickers from Planning with K, like a ton of them, because those are just beautiful. So all of those, yeah. There are some extra stickers in this envelope. Those are stickers from my friend Niam. Those are just amazing. I love those. Envelope. Oh, nope, not showing that. Some happy planner stickers. Excuse me, camera, what are you focusing at? Hello, in here. Not there. Here. Could you please focus in here? Nope. Maybe. Thank you. Yeah, so those are the Happy Planner stickers, I think. Yeah. Lovely, colorful stuff. And yeah. Me colors. So I got those from Morika. Yeah, another pack of washi tapes, and no, it's not Christmas cookies as it says. Those are, again, washi tapes. Yeah, that's serious. That's serious. That's not normal at all. I have too many of these. See, I can't close it. Come on. Yeah, so yeah, I'll put that away and I'll see you in a bit. So now you can see better my embroidery floss collection, and I have those clear bins for it. Those work best for me. Those are color sorted, and I have this, come here, sampler of the floss in here. So yeah, and this is the original sampler from the company that I use most of their stuff, but I found that it works better like this for me. So yeah, those are there, and it used to be a bit better accessible before we added those two shelves, of course, but I can still take it all out when I need to. And there is a box with some rainbow floss and some finished crochet circles over there. Come here. Yeah, so before those clear bins I use these ice cream containers because clear storage works best for me. Anything that's hidden just ceases to exist to my brain. So this is why I have a bit of trouble with the next storage that I'm going to show you. Cat. Anyways, what you can see here is some special show of baby proofing, because all of these originally held different things, but then we used them to hide my craft supplies. So you can see here a case of this chest of drawers with no handles, and that bookcase with tied up handles, and that unit with black duct tape all over it, and that unit with a baby gate in front of it. So all the creative ways to hide my stuff from the criminal hands of our kiddos. And all of those hold something to do with my crafts. Yes, cat? So in this case, I think I will put the camera on a tripod and I will try to show you what's inside here. Hi, so I will actually start with this one, which seems to be the simplest to open. It's getting better with the kiddos actually. Younger one is 2 years old, so but still trying to, you know, take stuff out from the kitchen drawers, for example. Well, so in this one there are some stationery supplies, journals, well, not journals, but notebooks, and well, a lot of stuff. This actually is, no, this is a pillow for bobbin lace. I need to learn that at some point as well. But yeah, here is a collection of gel pens that I tried to actually sell at the flea market. Didn't work. And there are some cases for the washi tapes. There is a box of kids stickers that I sometimes take out for the kiddos and that I used to collect when I was about 13 years old. And one part of this that I want to take out is the cross-stitch box and the embroidery box and show you. Otherwise it's just mostly random stationery stuff like cases for notebooks and well, most like office supplies more than stationery. Yeah, so works. Got it closed. These are those cross-stitch embroidery kits, you know, and I have some that I didn't touch, like that horsey, and others that I did. And some of the finished ones are at my parents' actually, so I have just some of them. And some of them were started but are not finished. Hi, cat. Well, I'm sitting on the ground, she needs to inspect. There's some loose embroidery floss. Yeah, I like this one. We found it at a flea market in France, I think. And I did this as cross stitch. And it needs framing. And it's on a canvas that is a bit dirty, or not dirty, but stained. Yeah, there are some instructions to other stuff, you see, beaded necklaces and weaving as well. And there is an embroidery hoop. There is another kit that I would like to do at some point. And there is a box. It's a box of Ukrainian or Russian? No, I think Ukrainian chocolates. And I used that just almost from the start for all this cross-stitch stuff. So I have other kits in it, and also the ones that I finished, or you know, I had the black and white pattern and I colored it in to see where it all goes, and then started something and didn't finish. Yeah, oh, I thought these are at my parents'. That's a finished embroidery or cross stitch of how do you call these? Asperges. Chrzest. What is the English word for that? I don't know. I don't know. Well, you'll know. And then some canvas, and yeah, those amazing books from DMC, pattern books for cross stitch. Those are beautiful. The flowers especially. I did this one for a project, and look at it. It's beautiful. So that's the embroidery stuff. There are some pattern books from Czech creative magazines. My mom used to be subscribed to a magazine called Praktická žena, which practical wife, I don't know, which had these patterns for sewing and knitting and crochet and embroidery and other tips, you know, for just life and household. So that's the embroidery stuff, and I know it's cross stitch, not embroidery. There are people that will haunt me for messing those together, but I'd say it's different kind of stitches, right? I don't know. No, it's because of the canvas is special for cross stitch. I get it, but yeah. So that's the embroidery box. Yeah, next one we'll probably see if I can turn the tripod so that you can see that one. Let's see. Yeah, so that one was probably one of the messier ones because those are just two shelves and not enough compartments to sort the stuff, and I did some reorganization of that and just ended up weird. Problem is also that I have this tendency to just remember where stuff is stored if I can't see inside, and if I move it, it disappears. My brain just remembers what was in this one when this piece of furniture was living with me downstairs with my parents. Of course, I had different stuff partly in it, but some of these are in there from the times when I was a kid, actually, or young adult. So I used to have craft supplies in this one from the start. There's a box for tie-dyeing, for the dyes, that lives there since, well, since I was like 15. Wow. That's amazing. But yeah, that's one of the issues of my storage system, and why it sometimes looks a bit messy. I just remember where the stuff is because it's there for decades. So in this one, and I need to use a crochet hook for opening it because no handles. We took them away so that kiddos, one, don't open it, and two, don't use these as ladder to climb up there. Can you imagine? So in here, and I know you can't see much of those, but those are old ripped jeans and trousers that work as fabric storage, and I used one of those jeans to make pockets in my skirt, and I'm not sure I will ever use some of those, but I have this plan to also make bags that are from the upper part of the jeans. I'm sure you've seen that already around. It was a trend at some point. So you just use the upper part of the trousers, which have the pockets, and you just add a strap to it, add some lining and a zipper maybe, and you have a working purse, a bag, which is quite great. Yeah. Here lives the tie-dye box with tie-dyes, string, clothespins, because those are very useful, and just pile of dyes. So those live there, and the trousers spilled to the lower part of this, and yeah, there are some other supplies under it. There is some, well, this pouch that dries just by air, so for modeling clay or something. Yeah, clay will be the right term for it, I guess. Well, and some other stuff that I yeah, come out, of course. So there's a lot of stuff, and it needs not organizing, but just folding stuff up and putting them in there nicely. So that's not the presentable part as well. The other one, can you see there? Yeah, I guess. What? Can you see me? Partly. Okay. Well, let's turn this a tiny bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. This is organized. This is well organized. Those are fabrics, and yeah, I know I said I don't sew too much, but I have plans for these. Or they are reminders of projects, or there is a fabric that my friend gave me, and my grandma gave me this pack, and some cotton fabrics that I use just when I need to make something, you know, small and stuff. And those two are scraps and scraps. The upper one are scraps from the baby wearing wraps, which have amazing colors and amazing patterns, and I collected quite a few. And lately I had this big thinking about this, and I sold a lot of my wraps and some of my scraps, and I'm still offering some of those, so I'm trying to thin the collection a bit, but look at them, they're beautiful. Again, that would be for all separate video to just talk about the baby wearing wraps. But yeah, those are actually just beautiful fabric for bags or backpack. I have a backpack ordered right now from a scrap with this fabric actually. So yeah, this one is nicely organized, and these are just regular fabric scraps, small pieces to make whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so those are the fabric storage part. And the drawers. Also, if you notice, they are a bit dirty, sorry. This part was dedicated, or this, all of this was dedicated to stickers for the kiddos, because they just need to put stickers on stuff, and I figured just saying this one part of furniture is okay, because ultimately we need to make a new storage on this wall. So we are getting rid of this in a few years time, so this can be destroyed. They also use this surface as their snacking station, so it's a bit messy over here. But yeah, in this part I have just some excess washi tapes that I want to get rid of, and some cases for washi. Oops, don't run away. And also a sewing kit from someone, which holds just buttons at this point, and some, how do you call these? Buttons? Well, there's a lot of them. I used to have a lot of them on my bag, and now they just live here. And here is a drawer that I didn't use in years, and these are great. I can actually take them out. Yeah, I bet you can't tell what these are, but those are the Fimo polymer clay things, and noodle maker, pasta maker, which is used for modeling with the polymer clay. And I have the special knives for using that, and other stuff that works together with it all. And I have actually new ideas for the polymer clay. I need to get to it again. It's not something I want to do around the kiddos, and I have only vague not ideas, but knowledge of pattern making with polymer clay, so I need to learn a bit. But I want to experiment with it. I want to try making crochet handles for crochet hooks with polymer clay, because it's more ergonomic and it helps a lot. And I have some hooks that are just simple wire hooks and they need handles. So yeah, that's for that. They're sticking out. This is messy, but those are ribbons, just ribbons, and some lace and some not strings, but well, how do you call those? Ties, shoelaces. Well, mostly ribbons. Again, for projects I use them to tie skirts. I use them as belts for dresses, so I can swap several of them for my dresses. So yeah, that's good. And up here is basically a sewing drawer. I don't think you'll see a lot of that, but there is a box of safety pins, there is a box of random buttons, and there is a small pouch for travel sewing kit, and well, there are some well, there are also some beading supplies and button thread, well, stuff, and hemming tapes, and yeah, and again some lace. So yeah, it all seems pretty random, right? Well, it sort of is. Okay, so now let's look in the duct tape one. Alright, I took the duct tape off over here because the sound might not be pleasant for some of you. And those upper drawers are actually just almost empty. There is my bead sewing pouch, and there are the watercolors for kiddos in here. Sorry. But in this one, oh, it's full. There are some beads. There are a lot of beads and bead supplies. And I will at some point do a tour just of my beads collection and other stuff related to that. But in this one there are special beads and supplies to bead making, and this one is mostly just seed beads sorted by colors in separate containers, and some string for beads and that stuff. So yeah, there will be a tour of this. This is the case of the supplies being in a container that was not meant for them. Before I had a 4-drawer unit in here, but we needed to move some stuff because of kiddos, because again this was used as a ladder, because it has great edges of the drawers and it is tall. So yeah, we needed to have it under control. And in this one, I will show you in a bit, these two, as you can see, are tied up because again criminal hands got inside at some point. This is full of the perler beads. This is for decoupage, so there are colorful napkins in there, and I'll try to show you maybe at least the perler beads one in a bit. Yeah, here it is. Those are all of the perler beads, again sorted by colors or color groups. Satisfying rainbow. And some white and gray ones, and some of the bases to make them. So yeah, that's what lives in this box. And the other box has mostly just the glue and napkins for decoupage, which I again didn't do in ages. But I think at some point the kiddos are going to appreciate this technique, maybe. Okay, and now this one holds mostly craftsy things, but in some cases other stuff, as well as the duct taped one. The lower two drawers are, thank you kitty, cat scratching. The lower two drawers of the duct taped one are hair stuff and some cosmetic bags and stuff. Yeah, so this was actually a solution when we had our first son and he started moving around, exploring, and this unit was behind baby gates, not as it is now, but in an area that was closed off. So I moved some stuff here that previously was elsewhere. That's why it's a bit mixed up, or there are just different things. You'll see. In here are some more stuff for beadwork or wire wrapping. This pouch holds for the colorful wires that I use for wire wrapping, and there are some finished objects. This box used to hold beads but is now all empty, and here are some finished wire wrapped and just set as jewelry stones. Oh, shinies and pretties. See? It won't focus, right? Okay. If I hide, is it gonna focus? Maybe. Anyways, I need to offer those in my shop. Yeah, and there are some boxes for beads that are currently empty. So, yeah. Stuff. In here, yeah, this is a drawer that I dedicated to silk painting. I have a box of totally new silk paints, and yeah, whee! Those are the Seta Silk Pebeo. Focus please. No? Yes. These paints for silk, and I have one more box in there. I have some ready to paint white scarves, so I usually take those out when I need to make a gift for someone, and I know a silk painted scarf is quite a big gift and it takes quite a lot of effort. So again, last time I did that was like 5 years ago, but I love the technique and I think I will return to it happily at some point. So, yeah. Yeah, those are random craft supplies like textile paints and glow-in-the-dark paints and some textile markers and yeah, face painting paints. Those are going to be useful for kiddos. Yeah, there is a box of perler beads in here that we saved from the criminal handsies at some point, and there's a soap making kit that I never tried, and there's this bag that I actually forgot to mention in my yarn stash tour because it's a bag of yarns bought specifically for knitting, and originally I wanted my mom to knit a scarf from that for me, and then I tried to learn knitting with that, which didn't work, as I said, so it's sitting there, a bag of shame, sort of. But I'm actually looking forward to using that yarn. It's nice yarn, so you wanna see it? I'll show you. I think there are 3 of each color. We bought those in France, so they're quite chunky and I think they're good for knitting, so I want to try that. Yeah, there's a box of shame as well. Those are some garments that I want to alter and didn't get to it. And here is some painting stuff, and some glues, and yeah, just containers for colors and stuff. Those are envelopes for mostly when I sell friendship bracelets and want to ship those. So those are small padded envelopes. This is the box of yarns that I had in my yarn stash video, and in here are watercolors, brushes, and well, that's mostly it. Lots of watercolors, you know, those kit sets, and more like professional set that I got as a gift. But some of those sets for school watercolor are even inherited from, again, my mom and even maybe grandmother. And there are some wax crayons and loads of brushes. Loads and loads of brushes. So, yeah. So, I guess that's everything that is in our living room now. And the next part is in our storage room. I'll show you a bit of that. No judging, please. And those are mostly boxes of my yarns. So you've seen those in detail, actually. So I will just show you how they are stored and what else is around there. But that will be most of it, I think. So let's go over there. Okay, there is not much room in here, and there are other supplies and stuff stored in this room that I don't actually need to show you, but you can see some of the boxes of yarn I have in this. This is a huge Kallax unit, the 5x5, and I have those two boxes of variegated yarns and acrylics, and the yarn cakes live here, and the cotton yarns live in here. There are some stuff, there are some items for the shop, and a wrap that is ready to be sent to a mom who's going to use it. And there are some more office supplies. This box holds my friendship bracelets, the ready ones, the ready-made ones. I had a video going through that, so you can watch it. I had a video going through the stash, go watch that if you didn't see that. Up here, iron and stuff. Those are some baby wearing fabrics, scraps, and then other stuff. Those are some office supplies as well. A box of soap in here. And yeah, that's mostly it in the Kallax, I guess. Yeah, down there are some more supplies, and those are all bead jewelry and bead making pattern magazines that I am collecting. And up there is one more box of yarn that you've seen in the video. And there are more yarns over here. Those are the jeans and Gina ones, sorted into box of cool colors and warm colors. This is a pouch for Scribbled That Matter journal. And up there are my old journals, and all those are my old journals and notebooks and other stuff. So yeah, this place is packed, but I guess that is all from the craft supplies department that is stored in here. You can see it's mixed with swords and tools and other stuff. So yeah, in this bag there are some combinations prepared for making, and this flower bag is full of yarn that I wanted to swap. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's all of it. So let's put you back on the filming arm and have some final words after this. So that's all, I hope. Well, I didn't show you the loom, the Ashford rigid heddle loom, which is stored in our bedroom, hanging on the wall, supplies to it in a box on the cupboard over there. So it's not all of it, but this is most of my art supplies, craft supplies, and where they live right now. I want to reorganize some of that. I want a whole new storage system over here, but that's coming in a few years time. So before all that happens, they are just living like this, and they are stored away from the kiddos. As I said, I still need to keep stuff away from them. Right now I'm realizing there is also this cart with wheels that I used for my notebooks and journals. It's in the storage room, but it's not even visible because it's behind other stuff. And I used to have it in here in my living room, close to my table, just moving it around as I needed. And I had also some embroidery supplies and friendship bracelet stuff in there. I'm not using that now because it would get rubbed out. So I'm looking forward to putting this back in here and using the stuff in a more effective way for me. As you've seen in the Kallax unit, it works pretty well. I prefer clear boxes for stuff, and I'm trying to transition to that slowly. So, because when I can see it, it exists actually to my brain. So yeah, that's also why so many things are out on the surface for me. It just works. I'm a visual person. So yeah, but for now, I hope that's all. And if you have any questions, if you want to see anything of that in more detail, if you would like me to talk about some of these crafts in longer form than just mentioning the thing and the supplies, I will gladly make a video separate for that. Just let me know in the comments, let me know in messages over Instagram if you want to, or Facebook, or all my social medias are going to be linked in the description of the video. Also my coffee will be linked in there. I'm adding stuff to the shop over there, just finding out how it works over there. So go visit that if you want to support me. It's the best way, I think. And just like the video, comment the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks to all of the, I think, 151 subscribers that I have now, and to all of you who are not subscribed and are watching, just subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and follow the subscribe YouTube page, which works best for me, I guess. The recommendations page is just rubbish. Sorry, YouTube. Not sorry. Anyways, that's all from me for now. Have a great time. Enjoy crafting, enjoy creating, and enjoy the colors. Goodbye.